Western Moss has already given us.
The most intense, thrilling, electrifying sport on the planet. Mixed martial arts. You've been looking for the definitive podcast to call your new home to hear everything about it. The search is over. This is the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. Bringing you the hottest MMA breakdowns straight from the heart of the octagon. This show is all about MMA breakdowns. For fans, by fans. We're talking UFC, MMA, and the occasional big boxing match. We'll bring our unique take on how these fights are going to play out and who we think are the best bets. Welcome to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. And now your hosts, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and Emiliano, a.k.a. Jive Turkey Nano.
What is up, fight fans? Welcome back to another episode of the MMAnomaly Show, No Filter. I'm your host, Olin, a.k.a. MMAnomaly, and now with me, as usual, is Jive Turkey Nano. Instead, we've traded up again, folks. We got Pip's Piano Tips here. He's here to break down all of the upcoming action for UFC Vegas. What is it, 113 now? My gosh, how many of these cards have they pumped out, kid? I'm stoked. I think this is actually going to be one of the better Vegas cards. Call me crazy, but I think Mario Bautista is actually a fun fighter. Maybe not the funnest fighter in the world to watch, but he is an entertaining fighter. He just gets a bad rap. But before we jump into it, how you doing, Pip?
Oh, I'm doing good. Another wonderful Wednesday from the great bluegrass state of Kentucky. So living life, taking it a little easy today. It was a nice kind of relaxing day. Got the Nella Cola going on, and I see you, Western Mass, down there. That's what I was saying. Western Mass already giving a shit. How you doing, Olin?
Late. I forgot to put my watch on. Blame me, brother. Blame me. Screw this. I'm going live. Get mogged. What a guy. What a guy. Let's fucking go. Let's fucking go yourself, Andrew Nance. Hope you're having a great day, man. We are halfway through the week. All I heard was Western Moss is already giving up. Yeah, already giving us shit. Already giving us shit.
What's up,
Hip
Andrew?
up on it. Let's go, brother. Had to get him back, man. The first time was so nice, we had to do it twice, maybe more. So yeah, let's go ahead and jump into the top card, or the top fight of the card, rather. It is a bantamweight banger between Mario Bautista and Vinicius Oliveira. Look, this is a lot of fun, this fight, but I do, for the most part, see it playing out one way and one way only. What it all boils down to is the fact that Mario Bautista is a very well-rounded veteran with super strong grappling fundamentals, clinch work, and a decision-winning style and volume. Oliveira, standing across from him, brings explosive striking and power, but can be outworked over rounds. We've seen it happen before. I expect Bautista to lay the pressure on early, mix in the takedowns early and often, and ultimately just grind out a ton of control time, whether it be standing in clinch, pushing his opponent up against the fence, just sapping the power and explosiveness that Vinicius brings to the table, or just getting on top of him, weighing down heavily. Like, there's a difference between a good grappler and a great grappler. And I think that Bautista is somewhere between the two, right? He's better than good. He's not quite at that upper echelon yet. But something that he does extremely well that I see is, when they're in these grappling exchanges, more often than not, you see a good grappler get to a favorable position, and then they'll give space so that that opponent is able to sweep or kind of transition into a better, more favorable position for themselves. When Bautista gets on top, he just looks, I know he's a bantamweight, he's 135, he's a little guy, he's your weight, Pip. But I mean, when he's on top of you, he's got to feel like he weighs 500 fucking pounds. It's the way in which he applies that pressure from top position. It's something special, and I genuinely think that he's a problem. And this right here, Andrew Nance, Mario gave Umar a good fight, bro. Like, that was a very close fight, in my opinion, and probably one of the closer fights that you'll ever see Umar Nurmagomedov in the octagon. So, yeah, I'm taking Mario Bautista, and I'm taking him to get it done by unanimous decision here. What are you thinking on this one, Pip?
So I love it. We're already on two different sides of the spectrum. So yep. So yeah, Mario coming in at 32 years old. He's got a 69 inch reach. Oliveira is 30 years old with a 70.5 inch reach. Both coming in at kind of 5'8" tall. So it's a very similar tail of the tape here. Batista does have good leg kicks. He's got good boxing, good fast hands, and like Andrew was saying, we saw him drop Umar with that knee. So what Mario has really good striking. He's not a big power puncher. The one problem I do see that Mario does have is sometimes he drops his hands a little bit. When he rushes in to do some of those blitzes, he'll just kind of throw nonstop hooks. Oliveira has already had some impressive finishes. I mean, that flying knee against Sopa, and we're already going to butcher some names here. I'm just letting you know in advance, folks. But I mean, the hook that he landed on McGregor in the Dana White Contender Series. He's on quite a run for how new he is to the UFC. But I mean, he's got wins over Ricky Simone, Saeed Nurmagomedov, who's also on the card tonight or Saturday night. Kyler Phillips, creative striking and fast hands. Although sometimes he throws uppercuts like Marge Simpson, he can definitely be a bit wild in the exchanges. So to be nice, I'll just say he's a little bit of an unorthodox striker. But definitely, I think he's very well-rounded overall. He's definitely no slouch on the ground either, but I don't see this fight going the distance. I think it's going to be a fun fight, a little bit more of a striker's delight. Two very different striking styles, but I think Oliveira is going to get it done by KO, and I think he's probably going to I think he's going to sleep him probably in round 2 or 3.
What?
Yep.
What? What did you just say, young man?
I might get
wash your mouth out with a bar of soap right now.
We'll see.
That's wild. That's what you think Bautista's gonna get finished? That's insane, bro.
I think he's
I mean, I like it. But, like from a betting standpoint, I definitely like it. Vinicius is a dog here.
I might be picking a lot of dogs. I have no idea what the odds are, but
so we're officially switching to a new book because we were using the fact that Nano lived in Arizona and was able to bet on DraftKings. But now we can't do that anymore. So good old Bet Online is where I'm spending my money these days. And they currently don't have any odds. Oh, no, they do. They're just all out of fucking order. What a weird setup here. Vinicius Oliveira at Moneyline is plus 141. So we don't get prop bets anymore, which sucks. The only props we get are whatever over under they give us the one set of on Bet Online and then Moneyline. So right now, Moneyline for Vinicius is plus 141. Mario Bautista is sitting at minus 161. The over 4.5 rounds is stacked at plus 122 right now, and the under 4.5 rounds is minus 142. So Vegas bookies are following your lead there, Pip. At least to an extent. Like they think you picked the wrong guy, but they think somebody's going down.
That's kind of my thought, though. I kind of feel like someone's going to sleep. That's just how I think about it.
I think Vinicius has that dog in him. He's tough to put out. And as you stated and I stated, Bautista doesn't really have finishing power. So that's the only side of that I don't love. I think if it is a finish, it's probably going to be your boy, Vinicius, getting it done. But I do like Bautista by decision here, so I'm going to stick with it.
See?
And a flyweight banger that's happening next. We have Amir Albazi and my guy, Kyoji Horiguchi. I mean, it is just the second coming of Japan in the UFC. That's how Khabib said it. Japan. I love that video so much, dude. The fact that is a real video and not AI generated is amazing. So yeah, Japan's making a real comeback here with the likes of a Kyoji Horiguchi and another fan favorite, I love it, Mr. Tatsuro Taira. But we're talking about the other guy. We're talking about Kyoji Horiguchi, a man that has 40 professional mixed martial arts fights under his belt, and he's facing a man across from him on Saturday night that has less than 20. Right? I mean, there is more than twice the level of experience here, and again, more than twice the number of wins. 17-35 is nuts. To see that on paper and know that it's true is just an insane stat. Albazi's a grappling machine. He's got elite wrestling and submissions. But Horiguchi is a dynamic striker. He's got speed, he's got power, and as I've stated time and time again, experience. Loads of it. I think Albazi's likely going to push for takedowns early. If he gets them, he's probably going to establish a little bit of control. But Horiguchi's probably going to look to keep it standing, and his scrambles are insane. The guy has been in there with absolute studs, killers, wolves, and thugs. And I don't think this is going to be much different for him. I think he's going to go out there. I think he's going to get that W. And then I don't know, man. I think he's probably going to look to come out here and make a statement. So that way the next thing he can do is be calling for that title shot. I think him versus Josh Van for the White House card probably stacks up pretty fucking nice. What about you?
Give me my money for that fight, and Uncle and the nephew were right back on track now. So, but yeah, for the co-main event, I got Horiguchi, the Gooch. I got him as well. I think he's going to get a finish by pretty much whatever he wants. Horiguchi, I mean, he's one of those guys that's got a lot of hype behind him right now, and for good reason. I mean, he's making his second UFC run and has looked really good now that he's back. Destroyed the Dagestani prospect and choked him out. He's got the speed advantage, very precise striking, and overall just very well rounded. A record of like you said, 35-5. He's definitely experienced, and at 35 years old, I mean, he's going to need to make his case, quick. But some could argue that he already has. So a win over Amir could likely set him up for a title shot, like you said. And Amir was actually supposed to fight Tyra, but pulled out because of the neck injury when his last time he was supposed to come back. So he's coming off a long layoff, and his last fight was in November of 2024. He got pieced up by Moreno. I mean, Amir, good body lock grappler, good back control, just more of a position fighter. But I think, unfortunately, he's just been kind of prone to injury. And I think that's the main factor why he's been so inactive. And I think it's going to affect him in this fight. So I'm definitely going Horiguchi.
Yeah, baby. Let's get it. We're both going on the Gooch. Got to address some of these comments here. Like, Mario's a dog, Andrew Nance. Absolutely. No way Mario gets finished. Bautista hasn't lost by KO since 2021. Decision Mario win. Smash the like button. All of those things are true. You should follow them wholeheartedly. And then John Dong is this your first comment of the show today? And you just came in here and chose violence in the best, most skilled way possible? He says, imagine Tatsuro Taira versus Muhammad Makayev. Wouldn't that be sick?
I'm happy, thank you!
My guy.
I love
That's
it,
all
John
I can
Dong.
say. I love that pick. Like, that's how you welcome Muhammad Makayev back to the division in the UFC. And I gotta tell you, they'd probably give us some pretty juicy odds on my boy Tatsuro. And I would fall for the trap wholeheartedly. Whether I win money or lose money, I think the consensus would still be.
I'm happy, thank you!
I'll never get tired of clicking that button.
We got it for a reason.
Got it for a reason, bro. Got it for a reason. Speaking of having things for a reason, I randomly choose a shot glass every show because I'm going to do a shot of whiskey at least once a show. And I happened to choose the one I picked up from Japan made of wood. So just right now feels like an apropos time.
It fits.
To do that shot for Kyoji Horiguchi. So folks, if you're drinking, it's 5:00 somewhere. And cheers to you. Cheers to us. To everything we'll accomplish this year. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And smash the bell for notifications. Cheers.
Refreshing.
Oh, man. It's like making a little whiskey mule, but in my mouth. A little ginger beer. Look at that. Saving calories and time on the alcoholic intake there, folks. So, yeah, we're both in unison here. We're firing on all cylinders again. Let's see how long it lasts, folks. Because now we're moving into the big boys. And as we know, when it comes to the big boys, by God, there's a lot of volatility. Yeah, there's just a lot of volatility here. Geraldton Almeida is a Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu specialist. He's coming in against Rizvan Kunaev, who is just kind of a powerhouse, I guess, like a big, strong man. Pip, tell the people where your head is on this one.
Yeah, so now that we've got two heavyweights, Almeida's coming in 34 years old, 6'2", with a 79-inch reach. Has a loss, coming off a loss against Volkov. But before that, he had a 2-fight win streak, coming against Rizvan, who's 33 years old, 6'3", with a 76-inch reach. So a 3-reach disadvantage there. But we all know Almeida's game plan. I mean, he's going to look to get this guy against the cage. He's going to look to have heavy pressure and either get the legs, take you down, look for trips. Against a guy who's fairly new in the UFC. And I mean, not much tape on this guy. We saw him get the KO in the Contender Series, but he's coming off a loss against Curtis Blades. And it was a close fight against Curtis, but we have to remember that Curtis tore his MCL in that first round. So I mean, more credit for Blades for getting the whole fight, to be honest. But I think I'm riding with the more experienced fighter here. I think Jailton is gonna be too much. He can be a bit scrappy if he needs to, but I think he's just gonna set up the takedown behind it. There's always a puncher's chance when we're dealing with heavyweight, but like I said, I got Almeida, just the more experienced fighter, more tools of the arsenal. I think he's just gonna get it to the ground and just have better positioning and get it done.
Yeah, I like that. I mean, let's face it, Almeida is a nightmare when it comes to grappling. He's got heavy hands, too, that allow him to kind of close the distance. And then it's curtains on the mat with that smothering kind of wet blanket style of control that he emits. It's kind of like dropping an anvil on someone in quicksand, right? And Kunaev is a solid power striker. He showed some takedown resistance in his debut. But Almeida's chain wrestling, I think, is going to be too relentless for him. It's going to cause too much of a problem. I expect Almeida to eat a shot or two early on and then end up dragging the fight to the canvas and either get a lengthy, grindy decision or maybe like a rear naked choke or an arm triangle late in the second or first round.
Not mad at that at all. Not mad at that at all.
I just think he's going to be too tricky. He's very slick. Like the only people that he's lost to historically, and mind you, he's 22-4, as you stated. Like, he doesn't have a whole lot of losses to look at the well for. But the people in which he has lost to, they're fucking skilled. And they were just a little bit better than him everywhere, not just in one place. And I just think Rizvan is better than him maybe in the power deficit, and that's probably it. So, yeah, give me Jailton Almeida. Let's look at the odds on this one on Bet Online. Let's see. Jailton Almeida.
What's up, Useless? See you in the chat.
Oh, Useless, let's fucking go! My guy. We'll have to have you on a show very soon, my friend. Very soon. Jailton is currently minus 150. Rizvan is plus 130. The over 1.5 rounds is minus 135. And the under 1.5 rounds is plus 115. To be honest with you, I don't really like any of those odds.
No.
Yeah, like if you put $50 on Jailton, you get 33 back for the risk. It's not really worth the juice because it is heavyweight after all, folks. And in my humble opinion, probably the most volatile fucking weight class in all of MMA. So with that, we move into the middleweight division for a bout between Mikhail Oleksiejczuk and Marc-Andre Barriault, aka the Power Bar. Dude looks like a video game character. His nickname sounds like a video game character or a protein bar. I'm pretty sure there is an actual protein bar called the Power Bar. Can't say that I've had it, so not sure if it's great or not. But you know what? I'd imagine it's kind of like Marc-Andre Barriault, just another protein bar, just another fighter, right? Like he's not necessarily championship material, but he's a fighter. He's very exciting to watch. He's always going to go out there and throw heavy fucking hands, good, bad, or ugly, albeit for the better or the worse. But Pip, I'm going to pass it to you first. I'm going to go grab my pack of Zen real quick while you give some of your breakdown.
All right. Yeah, no, I think someone here is definitely going to go to sleep. But I think overall I'm going to go with Michael Oleksiejczuk. Not much of the most technical match I think we're going to see, but it's definitely going to be a brawl. So I think we're going to see a slugfest, and I think Michael's going to, get an early finish. I think Michael's going to come off, with heavy pressure. I see him knocking down Mark and then just finishing the fight maybe via ground and pound. But Mark is definitely, I think he's more rounded, but we've definitely seen him fade. He's definitely been a little bit more chinny in his last couple fights. It's not like any of these guys are coming out for a title shot anytime soon. Michael's 30 years old. Mark is 35. But Michael is now on a 2-fight win streak with 8 knockouts in the UFC, while on the other side, Mark is 1-4 in his last 5. So I think it's going to be a quick night in the office for Michael.
Yeah, I do too. I think Mikhail Oleksiejczuk is already a great fighter, right? Let's just call a spade here. But he also recently started training with the Fighting Nerds, and I think that's worth mentioning. Pablo Sucupira, aka the Alchemist. What a cool fucking nickname. He's a genius, bro. Like he's the epitome of one of these guys that had a handful of boxing matches, and he's like, I don't necessarily think I can do this as a boxer, or I don't want to do this as a boxer, but fuck, I can tell people what they need to do to win fights. And that's exactly what he is. Like, he is a mastermind in that gym. He's training some of the best, and we see it. So when it comes to this fight, like, you got a Polish power puncher in Oleksiejczuk, aggressive forward pressure, heavy hooks, and always presenting a knockout threat like a freight train with bad intentions. Berriot, standing across from him, is the durable Canadian come-forward warrior who eats shots and fires back while doing so, typically turns his fights into bloody wars of attrition. This feels like two bulls locking horns, but Olasejic's the cleaner striker. His power should create more openings mid-fight, and as Berriot starts to fade, I can genuinely see him starting to really mix in not only aggressive, but precise sniper-like shots to get the job done. I'm predicting Olasejic to get a TKO. I think probably mid round 2, early round 3. I don't think this fight goes super late into that third round. And dude, good shout from Grimy here in the chat. His brother is a great prospect too. Absolutely. Them Olasejic boys are trouble, I tell you. Tell you what. They are serious business, bro. Speaking of serious business, we got the better Bash brother. Right? We got the better Bash brother coming into the bantamweight division in the next one. Farid Basharat coming in against Jean Matsumoto, which is just a fun-ass name to say, if we're being honest here. Look, Basharat is the undefeated technician here. Make no mistake about it. He's got the crisp boxing. The footwork is there. Well-timed with his takedown entries. And he's kind of like a surgeon in there, picking apart his opponents with precision with his scalpel, or with a jab instead of a scalpel. Matsumoto, however, brings raw power and aggression. And also, I believe he's the younger guy here, right? Yeah, 26, not by much, 26 to 28. So he's got that kind of explosive youth. They both do to an extent. But I just genuinely think that no matter how much aggression and raw power Matsumoto brings, he can be outclassed technically by somebody like a Farid Basharat. I think Basharat should dictate the range, really kind of utilize his footwork and mix of strikes to also like fit in level changes in the exchanges and keep his opponent guessing. I don't think he's actually going to shoot a ton of takedowns, but just going from up top to touching the leg and feinting the takedown is going to be a big power play for him in keeping his opponent guessing and keeping his opponent leaving openings and unable to avoid the big bombs. So give me Basharat by unanimous decision or possible late TKO here. What are you thinking, Pip?
Yeah, I'm right there with you. Excuse me. Both these guys, I mean, yeah, they're fairly new to the UFC. I mean, they've been around for a little bit, but not brand new. But both these guys are young. Both have impressive records. I'm excited to see where both these guys go, win or lose with this. But yeah, Matsumoto at 26 years old at 17-1, Farid at 28 with a perfect record of 14-0. And Matsumoto is an aggressive grappler. I mean, BJJ black belt, busy striker, but maybe not the best defense. 3-1 coming off the UFC, 3-1 in the UFC. Sorry, coming off a win against Miles Johns. While Basharat is also well-rounded, good striking at the range, good footwork, has good transitions on the ground. Whether he gets taken down, he's able to transition and get the better position, or if he ends up getting on the wrong side of things, he's got really good scrambles. But I think Basharat is just the better grappler of the two. I think he's going to exploit the chin. I think he's going to get it done. So I think it's going to be a decision win for Farid.
That's what I see happening too, my guy. That's what I'm leaning more towards is decision by Farid Basharat. I just think he's the better guy here. He's smart. Yeah. He's fast. He's slick. He's also minus 260, so we're not betting on him. I didn't even mention the odds on the last one because fuck those. Minus 500 for Olasejic, like not doing it. There's zero juice to be made there. So yeah, we're avoiding these. We're avoiding these like the fucking Black Plague right now. From a betting standpoint. Go ahead and move into the next fight, which I think definitely will have a finish. Definitely will be one-way traffic. We're talking about a light heavyweight bout between Dustin Jacoby coming in against Julius Walker, or as our typical regular in the chat calls him, Julius Bumwalker. I mean, he's definitely on Dick's Insider's no bet list. I'll tell you that. And he's probably on a lot of other people's no bet list. I mean, looking at the odds on this one, Dustin Jacoby is only a minus 185 favorite here. That might be juicy enough to take him because I don't really see this fight going any other way. Jacoby is a very rangy kickboxer, veteran of kickboxing, right? Long jabs, teeps, very long style of striking. He's going to keep his range and counter power. He's like a sniper picking shots from distance out there whenever it comes to the kickboxing. Walker is aggressive and hungry, but so much less refined as a professional, in my opinion. I just think Jacoby is going to use his reach to frustrate pot shot and possibly land really big counters across the distance in this one, up until he inevitably gets the knockout. Is he 11 years older than Julius Walker? Yes. Does he have 2 inches less reach than Julius Walker? Yes. Does he know how to use the reach? Yes. And that's a lot better than 2 inches, brother. Like 2 inches means nothing if you're fighting somebody that actually knows how to extend themselves on their strikes. And let me tell you, Dustin Jacoby could probably write a fucking book about that. So give me Jacoby all day. I think this is going to be fairly one-way traffic, in my opinion.
Yeah, and I'm going to be on the other side on this one as well. I'm going with Walker. 26 years old. I think that's kind of a big thing, though. I mean, 11-year age difference right there. But coming off a win, we've also seen Dustin.
Be like you versus me.
Yeah. We've also seen Dustin really struggle with grapplers. Coming in his debut, he had a really tough fight with Menefield. Came back and got a dominant win over Raphael. Just showed that he can eat some shots. Smart enough to kind of just say that, I'm getting pieced up here. I'm going to shoot. So I see Walker with just heavy pressure, pushing him up against the fence, doing a lot of work in the clinch. I think Dustin's just going to get tired. I think he's going to get frustrated. I wouldn't rule out a submission. Kind of just see Walker holding him up against the fence for 15 minutes.
Wow. You think it's going to be a grindy fight, huh?
Yep.
Interesting. I was just logging into my underdogs betting across the way here because I can do parlays on that, and I do get only props on that. So no money lines on one and only props. You have to parlay, and on the other one, you can do straight bets. So with that being said, there's no finish line on Jacoby. Son of a bitch. They only have fight time and significant strikes. These assholes. Dude, underdogs used to just give me money because they had this thing where they would do, it was called rivals betting, and they still do it on football and soccer and stuff. But they realized that they were fucking up on MMA because it's so volatile. So instead of picking like to win or by strikes, you would basically just pick a person. And if that person was a favorite, they would tell you like there's a -10 buffer. So they have to land 10 more strikes than their opponent in order for them to get the win for you. But if you pick like a really hefty dog, sometimes it'd be like, there's a +35 significant strike differential. So as long as they land within 34 significant strikes of their opponent, it hits, even if they lose. Bro, I would just chain those together and make bank, bro. I'm like, bro, this is a women's fight. It's 15 minutes. There's not going to be 35 significant strikes. I hit like a 6-leg parlay on that shit, just doing those. And then like maybe 3 weeks after I was hella bragging about it, they completely undid that on UFC, so they don't offer it at all anymore. I'm like, you assholes.
Damn.
Should have kept my mouth shut, dude.
Yeah, you should have done snitched on the whole operation.
I did. I done fucked up. Grimy said he got Michael early at -320. That is a fucking bargain bet, bro. That is a steal. Parlayed Mikel and Gucci for almost plus money when lines dropped. Oh, that's nasty work, bro. Honestly. Let's see. Can I get plus money on these guys on underdogs? Okay. They don't have all the fights.
Yeah, drop your bets in the chat. Who are y'all going with tonight?
Okay. So we're going to go. Albazi versus Gooch. Okay. I think I'm going to go Gooch to get a finish. Yeah, I'm going to go Gooch to get a finish. And then I'm going to do the same with Oleksiejczyk. Let's see. Oh, there's no finish line on him. So there's 33.5 significant strikes. I can go over, under. And then there's fight time over, under 7.5 minutes. What was his significant strikes in his last fight? Doing research here. Let's see. Oh, he finished Gerald Mearshart with 23 strikes. He finished Cedric with 34. And the line is at 33.5.
We're getting dicey.
I think I'm going to take the over. I could also just take the under on Marc-Andre Barrios. His under is set at 24.5. Like, he doesn't really land a ton of volume, does he? Fuck, he landed 39 significant strikes in his last fight against Sharp Bullet. Never mind.
I say he does
All
throw.
right.
He will
He
throw,
does
especially
throw.
if he gets you up against the cage. I mean, he will unload.
And that means Mikael will have to throw back. So, I mean, yeah, 33.5 for somebody that's wily like Marc-Andre, like fighting Marc-Andre Barrio. I like that. And they're giving us 3.78 times our money. So if we put 25 on it, we get 94 back. Put 50 on it, you get 188 back. It's not a bad deal. I think I'm going to do a half unit on that. Or actually, no. I'll do a whole unit on it. Fuck it. Confirm bet. All right. That one's locked in. Yeah, let us know your bets in the chat here. What else are you locked in? Add the good Basharat brother for a 3-leg. Yeah, reuse picks. We'll do a layered one. Do a layered one, boys. Put a unit on both, then we'll double down. Let's see, Bashy. Basharat Matsumoto. All right, so the lines they're giving us on Fareed are 56.5 significant strikes. We could take the over-under. Basically, fight to go the distance because it's 14.99 minutes of fight time over-under. If you pick over, you only get 0.64 multiplier. If you pick under, you get a 1.49 times multiplier. And then takedowns. Over 3.5, you get 82% of your money back. And if you pick the under 3.5 takedowns, you get a 1.03x multiplier. Let's see. Fareed's a pretty active striker too, huh?
Both of these guys are fairly well-rounded. I mean, Matsumoto, I think, is definitely going to look to shoot more than Fareed, but...
Oh, they're getting lazy. How funny. In his last fight, he landed exactly 56 strikes, and they set the over at 56. Are you guys trying? He did 89 and 60 significant strikes two fights ago and 55 and 42 before that. And it's significant strikes. That's a lot, dude. 56 and a half?
Oh, I thought it was just like, you're talking significant strikes.
Significant strikes. Yeah. I don't like that at all. I think I kind of think Fareed is going to get a finish. If we do that, it turns into for that 3-leg parlay. So Kyoji to get a finish, Mikael to get over 33.5 significant strikes, so to get 34 or more. And for the fight to not go the distance between Matsumoto and Basharat, it's 11.26 times your money. So like if you put $5 on it, you get 56 back. You put 25 on it, you get 281 back. Yeah, I'm going to throw another unit on that one. That's pretty fucking juicy. Not mad at that at all. Good shout, Grimy. Good shout, brother. Definitely a good shout. Let's go ahead and move on into the prelims. I think this fight was getting the most talk during like me and your show and me and Nano's show for the last 2 episodes. Alex Morono coming in against Danil Donchenko. Was it fucking Dixon that was saying bet the house on Donchenko? Or who was that, Grimy?
I don't know if I recall.
Fuck, someone was saying bet the house on Donchenko hella times throughout the fucking episode.
Throughout our
What
last
is this
episode?
cube thing that replaced the wrench? What are you seeing? What cube? Is it different on YouTube now? I still see the wrench on StreamYard, so I don't know.
Yeah, I was getting one of those too on YouTube. It's almost like I kind of was getting like a shield or something
Huh.
instead of the wrench. It was odd looking.
Interesting. Speaking of interesting, matchmaking. I don't know what the matchmakers have been doing lately, but I feel like they've been doing drugs. Alex Morono versus Danil Donchenko is just a very weird matchup. 24-12 versus 13-2. You've got a 500 fighter versus a promising up-and-comer that you're trying to build. But the 500 fighter can still fucking dance, as my dad would say. So, I mean, I don't know, dude. It feels weird, this matchmaking, because it feels like they're trying to kind of pole vault this young star into something he's not necessarily ready for. A lot of people were saying that Donchenko is going to go out there and kind of beat the brakes off of him. And I mean, if you look at the odds on Bet Online, like right now, I think Donchenko is a very heavy favorite. Minus 725. Oh. This is going to be a sprinkle here, folks. Plus 525 on Alex Morono, the Great White. I'm not mad at that at all. And I will be putting a little bit on that. I just think that like is it risky? Absolutely. I mean, we're talking about mixed martial arts. All bets in mixed martial arts are fairly fucking risky. But like you put 25 on this, you get 131 back. I think it makes sense to put a half, if your units are $25, you put $12.50 on it, you get $65 back in your wallet. So again, like I just think that this one makes a lot of sense from a betting standpoint. And I'm putting a half unit on it. I just think that Morono is the more well-rounded fighter. He's a gritty veteran, a grinder. He's got high volume striking, durability, and he's very savvy in there. He's like a bar fighter who doesn't quit, right? Danchenko is a heavy-handed knockout artist who likes to pick his shots and throw power shots all day. I think Morono is going to weather the early storm, slow the pace of Danchenko, and just outwork him late for a decision win here. What do you think, Pip?
I could see it. I think it's more or less. I'm definitely going with Danchenko, but I think it's just more on the IQ of Morono, especially recently. But I mean, he is a tough vet, a little bit of a 50-50 fighter, like you said. But like I was mentioning, he definitely lacks the fight IQ in some aspects. But I mean, Alex is a BJJ black belt, and he's shown that he's got the KO power. So he's on a 3-fight skid, and might be at the end of his career, but definitely has the experience. While Danchenko is a violent fighter. I mean, he's a good striker with bombs in his hands. He can take damage and keep moving forward. Just got a ton of momentum right now. I think we're going to see him look to chop at the legs, piece him up on the feet with some right hands, maybe some spinning elbows. I mean, that dude kind of throws them like they're jabs. Definitely lacks in the grappling, I will say, but I don't think Alex is going to take it there. So I think I'm going to go by Danchenko by the KO.
My guy Grimy, always calling a spade here. That's a donation, Olin. Well, I just made a half unit donation to Bet Online. You're welcome. That's for all the other money that they'll let me win this year, I guess. Yeah, I mean, I just think Alex Morono gets it done, and it's interesting that you say you don't think he's going to take it to the grappling. I think that's his biggest chance here. But if he doesn't take it to the grappling, yeah, Dundale has many paths to victory if that's the case. But yeah, like what you were saying, he is a very skilled black belt. I believe he actually teaches at one of the Gracie Barra academies out there in Texas, where he lives. Like he's a very gifted grappler. Yeah, as long as I'm up at the end of the night, that's all that matters, bro. That's all that matters. Yeah. We came up units last week. We're still down, I think, like 1.6, 1.7 units on the year, but this is the week we come back. Let's go ahead and move into the next fight here. Welterweight banger between Nikolai Vrednikov and Nico Price. Good old Nico versus Nico. Again, I say the matchmakers are getting bored, brother. But hey, you know what's fun about Nico versus Nico? I hear the loser has to change his name to Dan. No, all jokes aside, weird matchmaking in this one. Again, you have kind of a 500 fighter in the 16-9 Nico Price, but hey, got another 500 fighter in the 13-7 Nikolai Vrednikov. I think this is the last shot for both of these guys. Price is just pure chaos, right? And it makes sense. He has like 13 kids at home. He constantly throws wild power punches, spinning attacks, whether it's a spinning back fist or a spinning back elbow. And he constantly finds his way into sinking opportunistic submissions. He's like a tornado inside of the octagon being unleashed. Vrednikov, however, brings pressure and toughness and more fundamental styles. Fireworks are guaranteed here, I think. But overall, I just think Price's experience and highlight reel ability that he's shown in the past are going to kind of make another resurgence here. I'm not confident in this one at all. Nico Price is a plus 235 underdog, but I do think that he's actually going to go out here and get it done. He's got 13 mouths to feed. That's a lot more than the man standing across from him last time I checked. And that's a lot of fucking motivation, brother. That is a lot of motivation. So whether he gets it done or not, this shot's for Nico Price, fucking veteran. The guy that let our fucking legend Robbie Lawler go out on top. Cheers, folks. Cheers to the legends that hang it all out there.
Yeah, I'll cheers to Nico.
What is this comment?
I was gonna say I love grimy.
You made me choke on my fucking ginger beer, brother. I used to hang out with a girl that used to bang Nico Price when she moved to Florida. That's what's up, bro. How many kids does she have with him? That's great. That's really
You might
nice.
have more than 13 running around.
Does he actually have 14 kids and it's just 13 with his wife? You got some splaining to do. How do you see this one playing out, bro? Which Nico do you think is going to get it?
Yeah, fuck Nikolai. I'm not even going to talk about him that much. Nico, the hybrid price. I mean, he's back. He's your favorite fighter's favorite fighter. I mean, he's fighting a complete can in Nikolai. He's 1-3 in the UFC. And Nico is he's not on a great run, but he's got some high level experience. I mean, he's fought guys like Robbie Lawler, Phil Rowe, Alex Oliveira, Michael Piera, Donald Cerrone. I mean, I could go on and on and on. But been in the UFC since 2016, and he just always puts on a great performance. I mean, win or lose, this guy's a stud. He's going to come out hot. He's just going to be swanging and banging. He's going to piece him up with fast but sloppy combos. He's going to hit him with everything and the kitchen sink. Nico's getting the dub. He's a way more experienced fighter at 8-9 in the UFC. He's coming for blood, baby. It's going to be a great fight either way, but Nico's going to get it done. I'm a little biased if you couldn't tell.
I am too. I like Nico a lot. And again, a lot of juice on these odds, man. If you believe it at all, I think it's worth sprinkling a little bit. I'm not telling you to go put a whole unit on this one because it is a volatile bet, right? As most are in UFC. But I do think a half unit on Nico price makes a lot of sense. Again, if your units are $50, $25 on this guy will get you $58.75 back. If your units are $100, right? You put 50 on them, you get 117 back. If your units are $25, put $12.50 on them, you're going to get $29.38 back in your hard-earned pocket. Again, yeah, this fight just makes a lot of sense to at least sprinkle a half unit on. He has many paths to victory. If anything, I just think he has more paths to victory than the opposition standing across from him, who will inevitably have to change his name to Dan Varetnikov after the fight.
I love it.
Now we move into women's strawweight to talk about Ketlin Souza and a little fighting nerd that we call Bruna Brasil. I do like both of these women. I do think both of these women have paths to victory, but Brazil just has solid volume striking and wrestling, constantly imposes her will out there. I think she has a little bit better footwork as well. Souza's durable, but inconsistent. I think Brazil has gotten better more consistently across the duration of her tenure in the UFC, and that's why I think she's going to control and clinch and outgrind her opponent to get a decision win.
Yeah, I mean, I'm definitely going with Bruno as well. I mean, I think she's a dynamic striker. I mean, she's got everything from spinning back kicks to spinning back fists. She's got power. The head kick KO that we saw in the Contender Series, I mean, was amazing. And since joining the UFC, she's been kind of a win one, lose one through her last 6, but coming in at 11-5-1, and we've got Souza, who's 15-6, who's already coming off 2 losses. So I think she needs a win here on Saturday night. But Bruno's takedown defense is definitely improved. And Souza can brawl. I think she's probably going to test her luck on the feet, but I don't think it's going to go in her favor. I think Bruno's going to be too much for her on the feet, and she has a small reach advantage as well. So I think I'm definitely going Bruna Brazil by decision.
Yeah, I think that's the most likely outcome for this one, man. With that, we move into the bantamweight division for a bout between Saeed Nurmagomedov and the little Bash brother. You know what I'm saying? We got both of the Bash brothers here on the card. Give it up. Let's go. Do it again. Boys back. Boys back. Oh, man. Again, any excuse to hit those buttons. I love those. Unfortunately, I just think that Saeed Nurmagomedov is probably going to prove to be a little bit too much here. He's flashy. He's got the spinning attacks, a lot of spinning kicks, whether it's a spinning back wheel kick to your head or like a rolling sabat to the body. Very acrobatic in his grappling overall, as well as his submission prowess, and it's just super creative in there. Basharat across from him, Javid, that is composed, technical, and consistent. He's like the calm in the storm, right? This is a pretty close stylistic clash, but I genuinely think that Saeed Nurmagomedov should be able to edge this one out, and I could see Javid walking onto something, getting frustrated with the slight reach differential that he's going to be in there up against. Why is there always a shitty brother? Basharat, Bonfils, Epstein's.
Solid point, Grimy.
Oh, man. Man, I don't have an answer, but you're absolutely right. And then, there's some families that just, All of them are pretty bad. Like the Urbanas, like 3 of them made it to the UFC. 3 of them got cut from the UFC. It's tough. It's tough out there to be a brother and both of you be fighters. Leon Edwards, Fabian Edwards. Like, it's crazy actually. Now that I think about it, who would be the shitty brother in the Edwards family? I was gonna say, who would be the shitty brother in the Edwards family or the Taporia family? You got to say Ilya's the better brother.
Yeah, as you say, you got to say, yeah.
But yeah, man, there's so many. That's interesting. That's an interesting one, Grammy. Yeah, how do you see this one playing out, Pip? You think Nurmagomedov gets it done, or you think it's going to be a double bash win night?
Yeah, I think it's hard to bet bet against anyone whose last name is Nurmagomedov. I'm looking forward to this fight as well. I mean, both of these guys are coming off 2 losses, so thank you very much. So both of these guys, kind of have their backs against the wall. I think overall, Seed has better quality losses, if you will. David has some good striking, but mainly does his work at distance. I think Seed is pretty creative in there, a crafty striker. He's got great kicks. I think he's also got a better ground game. He's definitely going to have to look out for the guillotine. I mean, he's got so many wins by Gilly, so he's going to have to look that up. If he exposes his neck, Seed's going to grab it. But I think it's going to be a hard-fought decision. I think it's going to be a pretty close fight, but I'm leaning towards Seed Nurmagomedov.
Yeah, I like that a lot. Another one I like a lot is the next fight, man. It's a women's flyweight bout between Eduarda Maura and Wang Kong. Kong Wang, depending on where you're living. Some places they say the last name first. I'm pretty sure where she lives is one of those places. That's the reason I made that reference. So Kong Wang Kong, either way, she's gonna get it done, bro. She's gonna come out there with the Joker fucking kind of get up on, do the crazy laugh, and I think she's gonna go out here and get it done via knockout. She's just such a strong fighter, heavy power striking, forward aggression in spades, and she hits like a sledgehammer that's looking for a small nail to fucking crush. Maura across from her, very well-rounded, but we've seen her get overwhelmed inside there before. I just think overall, Kong's violence is going to create a lot of early openings, and she's going to capitalize on those. She is very much the epitome of a shark when it comes to this women's flyweight division, and when she smells blood in the water, she's going to fucking feast, bro. She's going home with that 25K extra in her pocket, guaranteed. Give me Wong Kong inside the distance. Let's see what her odds are. She's minus 350 right now, so I won't be betting on her on Bet Online. It looks like I can get a 1.1x multiplier on her fight to not go the distance. So I'll probably pair that with something else while you were giving your breakdown.
Yes, I mean, like you said, Wang the Joker is definitely a fun fighter. I mean, she's always kind of got that little Joker makeup theme going at the face-offs, and she always kind of delivers when she gets in the octagon. She's a pretty good striker. She can mix it up pretty well. She's got good kicks and strikes. 33 years old, 8-1, while our opposition Mora is 31, 12-1, with a little bit more experience. I think we know Edora's game plan. She's going to look to grapple. She's coming off 2 wins against Hardy and Murphy, and we've seen Wang struggle in the grappling department before. So I mean, I think ultimately I'm going to go with Edora. I think her pressure and ability to get to the fight to the ground is just going to be too much of a problem. I could definitely see both ways for them getting it done, but I think Mora's going to get it done. I'd probably ground and pound, maybe round 3, if not decision.
Yeah, I definitely Kong is going to be too much, bro. She's going to overwhelm her. Who wins, Prime Tony or current BSD? That's a wild question. Gun to my head, I'd probably say Prime Tony.
Yeah, I'd go Prime Tony too.
Homie was like unknockoutable and would just slice people's faces open.
Yeah, and I mean, even if BSD kind of lands a good takedown, I mean, we saw what he did to Kevin Lee, just land some elbows, put him in a choke. I mean,
yeah, he was like Carlos Condit. He would do more damage to you from the bottom than you could do from the top. Like, I don't know if you remember the GSP fight against Carlos Condit. He controlled him for like 22 minutes of a 25-minute fight, and he looked like he got hit by a fucking Mack truck after that. Carlos looked clean.
Yeah.
Because like Carlos would do weird shit where he just fucking boom, blast you with a fucking hammer fist while rocking away, slicing elbows across from the bottom. Tony did the same shit, and it's like, how do you train for that unless you're letting your fucking opponent slice your shit up with their gloves? You don't. You damn sure don't expect it in the octagon. Those wild, violent, like wily people. Yeah, that's a hard guy to train for, bro. That's the epitome of a nightmare matchup for most people. And yeah, on the Underdogs app, I was able to get Wong Kong fight to not go the distance, so under 14.99 minutes, and then Kyoji Horiguchi fight to not go the distance, under 14.99 minutes. You put those together and you get a 4.38 multiplier. So again, if your units are $50, you put 2 units on this one, $100, you get $438 back in your pocket. I'm gonna do just that. Putting 2 units on this one. I like this one a lot. I think that it's gonna hit, and I just genuinely feel like it's one of the safer bets to make on the unders here. Carlos Condit, one of the most underrated UFC fighters of all time, never mentioned. I agree. And since you said this, my God, my goodness, my gracious, I'm going to pour up one last shot, and I am going to tell you my favorite Carlos Condit story. One of my favorite UFC and MMA stories of all time.
Oh, I'm ready.
So back in the day, UFC used to do different kind of road shows, right? They do shows for the troops during the Iraq War, right? So they went to the Middle East, and in a military base, they put on a UFC fight card. It was free in attendance for all of the troops at that base. Cheers, folks, while we get to the great punchline of this fucking story. So, if memory serves me correct, it was Uriah Faber, Carlos Condit, and I believe Michael Bisping. They were all sitting there shooting the shit, just talking to a bunch of soldiers. And, you know, they had like the boxing ring set up where like the soldiers fuck off. And one of the soldiers walked up to Carlos Condit trying to be a tough guy. And he's like, hey, would you be down to spar with me? And Carlos is like, yeah, for sure. So they hop in the ring, got headgear on and such. And they touch gloves. And as they touch gloves, the soldier says, how hard do you want to go? Like, arrogance just fucking exuberating from him, right? Carlos looks this homie in the eye and says in his calm Carlos Condit demeanor, he's like, yeah, man, hit me as hard as you want to get hit, okay? So he comes in, Carlos is doing his little like sway, you know, his awkward like kind of movement, throwing like weird fucking like double shots from the same side, but he's not hurting the guy. He's not tagging him. He's not hitting hard. And homie eats like a 3-piece with no power on it. It just comes in and whoo, throws a fucking overhand, just uncorks that shit. And Carlos literally goes, takes a step back, rolls with it, and as soon as you see him hit it, he's like, and you see his demeanor change a little bit. He starts like kind of his shoulders square up, and he just boom hits a fucking head kick and drops dude like a sack of potatoes, dog. Just knocks his shit out with one shot, and then turns around and walks out of the ring. It's the coolest shit you'll ever see, bro. Like, such a stud. Hit me as hard as you want to get hit, bro. Boom. What a beast. No ego, just all right. Had to handle business today. Had to teach a young man something. Big deal.
Don't be cocky against UFC fighters. I mean, lesson learned. They are there for a reason.
Condit is a gangster, bro. Like the natural born killer. That's the guy you want to go out there and uncork one on. Probably not smart. Maybe don't give that guy a gun on the field, huh? Him and Dan Hardy, a great fight. Fun fact. When I'm sad, I go back and rewatch fights like that. Because like that was, seriously, like the final moment in that fight. I watched that fight, I think again in December, maybe November, which tells you how fucking much of an old head I am. Like that final sequence of these two guys, they literally like march in front of each other. They square up and they throw the same exact 3-piece combo. And they land the final shot at the same time. Except one guy does this, and the other guy goes, poof, and just falls out of frame. It was the most gangster shit. Carlos is like, just eats the other hand. He's like, yeah, I got you. Yeah. Dan Hardy still says today, he's like, I should not have gone in there and tried to trade with him like that. It was not the fucking move, bro. Dan Hardy also had a fight against fucking Anthony Johnson. Anthony Rumble Johnson. Do you remember that guy used to fight at 170?
Rumble used to fight at 170?
Yes. He developed health issues from fucking cutting weight.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a big cut.
If you have not seen Anthony Rumble Johnson versus Dan Hardy, go watch it. It is the weirdest fucking mismatch of power you'll ever see. I think halfway through the fight, even Dan Hardy's like, what the fuck am I doing in here with this guy? He's so big. Dude, I'm telling you, this is like one of those fights that I bring up and everyone's like, no, those guys didn't fight. No, I'm telling you, they did actually fight. Like, the first time I played as Anthony Rumble Johnson in a video game, it was at 170 pounds. You guys have me second guessing myself. Yeah, no. It was a decision win. He landed 107 to 10 strikes.
That's wild. Who got the dub? Rumble?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'd be very
He
impressed.
killed him, bro. He smothered him and killed him. And dude, this fight was hilarious. Tristan Connolly versus Michel Pineda. Tristan Connolly, Canadian fighter, stepped up on short notice, took the fight against Michel Pineda. Michel Pineda is doing front flips and back flips off the cage. Connolly notoriously fights a weight class down because he took the fight on short notice, took it up a weight class, didn't get the shine he deserved. Fun fact, little known fun fact about Tristan Connolly. Do you like the fight animations at all on EA UFC 4 or 5?
Yeah.
Because he filmed the motion cap for most of those.
Oh, that I did not know that. That's pretty sick.
Yeah. He was a fighter. He helped EA Canada basically do a lot of the motion cap for that stuff. He talked about it on a podcast, and I was like, that's fucking fascinating. He's a fighter that nobody knows about, and here he is doing God's work. Let's get it, brother. Are you guys high at all on Kyle Daukaus? Abso-fucking-lutely, brother. What do you guys think about his upcoming match with Luque? I feel bad for Vicente Brainbleed Luque. He should not be fighting anymore. Like, once the doctor said his brain is bleeding from these strikes, like, you got to hang up the gloves, big dog. Like, you're putting yourself at risk. And not only that, but you're putting everybody that fights you at risk. Like, how many boxers in history have we heard that went out there and literally boxed another man and that man died or got mentally handicapped? And then the boxer that killed that guy or put him in that situation then goes on to take their life due to severe depression. If this guy goes out here and another fighter is the reason that he ends up becoming a fucking like mashed potato brained vegetable, what happens to that fighter? He didn't ask for that. He's just doing his job. And as a fighter, you should be doing yours and listening to doctors when they tell you that you should probably not be in there again. So that's my honest thoughts on that fight. Maybe not exactly what you were asking for, but I think Daukaus probably goes out there and beats the brakes off of Luque.
Yeah.
But notoriously, every time I bet against Luque, he makes me fucking put my foot in my mouth. Timba Garimbo, fucking goddamn that fight. Timba Garimbo. He was one of my fantasy picks. He went 3 times that season. He was like one of 2 fighters that went 3 times that season. And he got his ass beat by Vicente Luque. He got subbed in like fucking 46 seconds or some shit. Got like 0.5 points. And I came in 3rd place instead of 1st. So, you know. Yeah. I'm not betting on that fight is another thing I'm telling you. Vicente's on the no bet list. That means I can't bet against people that are fighting him or for them as well. They should have done something like Daukaus versus Ikram. That would have made a lot of sense, but Ikram Aliskerov is very inconsistent with his fights. And I don't know if it's a scheduling issue or if it's a health issue, right? Like if it's more of an issue of him not being able to show up for fights, then that would make sense. But if it's a scheduling thing, then the matchmakers are not doing a great job. Chris Eubank Sr. almost killed a guy in the ring. He's still messed up about it. 100%, bro. And like, bro, have you ever seen a guy that could just end your life with just punches, be so nice and just prim and proper outside of the ring? Oh, look at this. It's a ginger beer is what it's called. Isn't that great? And then inside the ring, he's just fucking savage, bro. I love watching the videos of him and his son talking, bro.
That's what I like about Wonder Boy. He's the nicest person on earth, but he will fuck you up.
He will fuck you up. He will fuck you up, bro. He's so nice though. My God, could you imagine pissing that guy off? Like you just see the switch. He goes from like, oh yeah, man, it's real nice to have you here to, what the fuck did you just say? You're like, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm gonna leave. I think it'd be best if I leave now. Can you drive me home in the school bus, please? The karate school bus? That's how I always feel about Steve Ursing. Brothers from the East. He's literally the dude from The Office. Fucking Steve Carell. Like, I talk shit to him at a bar 100%. Dude, everybody would. Everybody would. He's a wild dude. Dude. Could you imagine? I love watching videos of people, like, at bars that don't realize people are fighters and then, like, they make that mistake. Oh, man.
I seen a video of Ilya doing something like on like a game machine or like setting up music or something like that, and some guy like walked over to him, started talking shit, and I think he tried to like punch him or something. And Ilya just knocked his ass out.
Yeah,
just a quick little. If
you want to really be entertained, you should look up the old videos of Matt Serra choking out the guy in the casino in Vegas. Okay. Like there was a homie who was like belligerently drunk and he's talking shit. And there's like, it's probably like a 5 or 10 minute video of Matt Serra. He's got him in a body triangle. Just, hey, I said cut it out. Shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck. You lay here until the fucking cops get here. Shut the fuck up. Shut up. Fucking like choking his shit out. It's so good, bro. Oh, and the video of Joe Schilling KOing the guy at the bar. Bruh. Yeah. He like bumps into him hella hard. And then Joe's like, hey, bro. And the guy starts talking shit, which fucking drops his shit. Oh, so good. So good.
Then you got some other bad videos where Conor McGregor punches a drunk guy in the bar and doesn't do nothing to him.
Bruh. The worst thing I've ever seen like that in real life, like in person, was, so me, Miss Mary, and our roommate, I think, we were at a Buffalo Wild Wings in San Jose, California. We were watching Johnny Hendricks versus... It was before the GSP fights, but I can't remember who he was fighting. But we're sitting outside because like seats filled up hella quick. We got there like a little bit later. So we're sitting outside at the outdoor seating area, and John Fitch is sitting at the table right behind us. And as soon as he sits down, Mary's the one that points it out. She's like, that guy's a fighter. Look at his ears. And I turn to look and I'm like, oh my God, Johnny Hendricks, the guy we're here to see, knocked him out like 2 or 3 fights ago in 12 seconds. And Mary's like, oh my God. And she's like, are you sure? So I Googled like John Fitch. And I show her on the phone, like off to the side. And she's like, oh my God, that is him. Maybe like 15 seconds, 30 seconds into the Johnny Hendricks fight. It's now raining. It's cold as shit. He's sitting out here with like this fucking giant, like 300-pound guy wearing their leather jackets and just watching the fights, drinking a beer. This belligerent drunk guy walks up and he's like, hey, ain't you John Fitch? And he's like, yeah. He's like, you remember when that guy knocked you out in like 12 seconds? Wow. And John Fitch literally, he's like holding his beer and I see his hand just like grip the fucking beer glass tighter. The big dude jumps up real quick and just goes, you need to walk away right now. You just need to leave. And the guy's like, oh shit, my bad. My bad. Oh. And the guy walks away. And I'm like, oh my God, bro. That dude has no idea how close to death he was just now. Like, yes, Johnny Hendricks did that to him in 12 seconds. You, sir, are not Johnny Hendricks. You don't want to play those games. You don't want to, as my dad says, you never want to write a check with your mouth that your ass can't cash. You know what I'm saying? And he was very much doing that. So, all right, let's talk about this last fucking fight. We got a bantamweight, or no, we have 2 more fights. Fuck.
2 fights. Yes, sir.
Who's Claudia fighting?
Priscilla.
Cachoeira. The zombie. All right, so before that, we have a men's bantamweight fight. Same weight class, different gender. Between Muin Gafarov and Jakub Wiklax, which is just a very fun name to say, and I definitely mispronounced it the first time I talked about one of his fights before I heard John Anik say it a handful of times. This is a weird fight. I don't feel like there's a lot of stake on this one, if I'm being honest, but I think Gafarov has the UFC experience. He does have a little bit slicker grappling and control on the top. Wiklax is wily and fun. He brings power, but a lot less seasoning, right? And I just think that Gafurov is probably going to be the stronger fighter. A little bit less of the sticker shock or the lights, the bright lights in the eyes there. I see Gafurov grinding out a fairly boring decision win in this one.
Yeah, it is a little bit of an odd fight. I mean, I think Gafurov he's an okay striker. I mean, he's fast on the feet. He does have some power to him. I feel like he does lack a little bit in the ground department, which I think will be favorable against Wicklocks. I'm already going to be butchering this. You already know how it goes. But
no, Wicklocks, that's good, bro.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah.
He's coming off a win against Patchy. Maybe not the most impressive, but I mean, it's definitely something worth noting. So I mean, I'm probably going to go Wicklocks by either maybe submission or probably ground it or grind as a decision.
Love it. So we're opposing forces again. I actually hope you're right. I think Jakub is a more fun fighter. So if he wins, I think it'll be a more fun performance. With that being said, Claudia Sigula, if it was a looks competition, hands down, she's winning this thing. Like, there's just no doubt about it. It's 10-8s across the board, folks. No, all jokes aside, like she's really getting a step up in competition as Claudia Sigula. Of course, we recently saw her in there against Arini Alexieva, aka Russian Ronda, which not a great nickname. Claudia went out there and put the work on her, bro. 156 to 74 total strikes landed, 101 to 63 significant strikes landed, went 50% on her takedowns, going 1 for 2, and just no takedown threat at all, just non-existent from her opposition. However, the woman that she's going against on this Saturday night, and Priscilla Cachoeira, she's different, right? Like, they call her the zombie girl. She is actually a good grappler. She does constantly move forward with relentless pressure. She has 62% of her wins by way of knockout. But she's been submitted multiple times. She's also been knocked out once in her career. The opposition in front of her in Claudia Sigula is going to prove a tough test, but she's still very green herself, right? 7-2. She does have wins by knockout too. She does have one submission win. Most of her wins are by way of decision, as we've seen. I don't really know how this one goes, dude. I'm not betting on it. I'm sitting on the fence currently, wholeheartedly. But if I had to guess, I just think Claudia Sigula is probably going to come out here and be the more active fighter. I think it's going to be a very close decision. It might even be a split decision. But I think Claudia Sigula, unless Cachoeira is able to take her down and control her to an extent, she should be able to outstrike the opposition. She does have a better gas tank, and she seemingly is far more active on the bicycle too in those rounds. So yeah, give me the newcomer Claudia Sigula to get her second UFC dub. What are you thinking, Pip?
Yeah, Claudia, I mean, a little bit of a prospect coming in at 27 years old, got a 69-inch reach. And there's a 10-year age difference in this. Priscilla coming in at 37 years old with a 65-inch reach. Claudia's training out of American top teams, so definitely around some good peers. We haven't seen much from her, though. I mean, lots of overhands, but Priscilla has been in the game for a long time. And I know she's 2-3 in her last 5, but some of those losses have kind of aged well. I mean, you've got Edwards, Jasmine Devicius, Miranda. I think this fight will be more of a striking match. And I think
it's actually Yesidava Chess.
Okay, perfect. Priscilla has been around for a while. I mean, she's a veteran when it comes to it. Priscilla trains with Amanda Nunes, trains with some other good competition as well. So I think Priscilla might get it done probably by decision, but I think she's going to be able to outdog her.
Absolutely, man. And again, I think you might be right too, because like I'm on the fence on this one. So I have not made my picks in our underdogs competition that I have with the Fight Week show and all those guys. I'm very easily swayed. Let me know in the comments. Do you think Sigula or do you think Zombie Girl? Also, like, Sigula needs a nickname, bro. She's got to get a nickname. I'll never understand why some fighters don't have a nickname.
Does she not genuinely have a nickname?
She does not. Not anywhere I'm seeing.
She should get one.
Yeah.
I would agree. But
like,
either way, I think
Claudia, the broken fibula Sigula. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know.
There you go. Just come over to Uncle and he'll be able to market you up.
I'll figure it out, man.
I think either way, we've disagreed a lot on this card. So I think either way,
We
win or
have.
lose for a lot of this card, one of us is going to be happy, one of us is going to be sad.
Hopefully, I was at least right about the ones that I bet on. Grimy says, my dad says, don't let your hummingbird ass overload your alligator mouth. That's fantastic. That's fantastic. That's one I've never heard. Big fan of that one. Definitely a big fan of that one. Let's see here.
Yeah, we just come from a talk shit, get hit.
Talk shit, get hit is definitely something I've heard. I also did put in a very small plus money parlay here on, let's see here. I got Wong Kong money line. I got Daniil Dunchenko money line for funsies. I got Kyoji Horiguchi and I got Mikhail Oleksiejczyk. Paired those all together. Basically, you double your money. It's like break even odds for the most part. So not bad. I put a unit on that one. It's kind of my bizarro bet since I'm going against my guy Danilo Dunchenko. I don't know, man. The cool thing is if that hits, I cover the spread on the actual Morono bet. If the Morono bet hits, I get triple the profit. So either way, pretty solid stuff. I'm very confident in the other 3 legs of that parlay, so feeling good. Feeling great. With that being said, folks, that's it. Them's the fights. If you haven't already done so, like, comment, subscribe, smash the bell for notifications, and make sure you jump on over to Pip's Piano Tips. Hit him with that like, sub, and bell notification action as well. Morono is a big bag of milk. You know what they say? Milk makes strong bones, brother. That motherfucker dense.
I'm with you close, though. I'm with you.
I'm also with you. I'm also with you, bro. Oh wait, Klaus, was it you? You were the one saying fucking bet the house on Danil Dunchenko, right?
Oh,
I think it was you.
we might have found the clues.
I was about to do the sign off, but I think we found the fucking guy.
We found the culprit.
We found the fucking guy. We got him. And you know what they say when we got him, right?
Federal fucking prison.
You know what I'm saying? You can't fight against a bag of milk.
That's fucking illegal.
You can't do that. Oh god, dude. Sound bites make the world. They make the world go round. But hey, if Klaus says that Morono is a bag of milk, then
For real? Damn, it must be true.
you know what I'm saying? It has to be facts. Klaus don't lie. That's why we call him Klaus the boss. He don't miss.
Appreciate you,
All right,
boss.
folks. That's it. Klaus, comment after the show wraps up. Tell us how you really feel about Danil Dunchenko and the bag of milk known as Alex Morono. And folks, please make sure you have a blessed week. And if you do nothing else that we've asked you to do, if you've laughed and made fun of us this whole time, that's fine too. If you do nothing else, all that we ask is that you keep on going and you keep on growing. And we hope to see you next week.
You've been listening to the MMAnomaly Show. No filter. As you may have been able to tell, we dig the MMA, and our passion is to dive deep into the upcoming fights, give you our expert breakdowns, and help you make sense of all the chaos that is the fight game. We hope you've enjoyed the show. If you did, make sure to like, rate, and review. We'll be back soon, but in the meantime, make sure to find us on YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, and Twitch at MMAnomaly. Be cool, and we'll see you next time.